The following Jackass Nation production is powered by Cinelinx. Cinelinx.com, your one stop for your news, reviews, editorials, and more. Keep it on Cinelinx.
Live from Wakanda, born on the East Coast, straight out of Compton, he is a podcaster, pro wrestler, 5-time tag champ, current ETCW heavyweight champ, repping Team Fisher, the Jersey Jackass BC, and you're listening to It Is What It Is with the Jackass. And now your host, B to the C.
Yo, 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 it is what it is, and what it is what it is with the Jackass. This is your host, the one, the only, the Jersey Jackass, your boy, B to the C. Once again, I want to shout out to Mr. Larry Liddell, Mr. Double LP. Make sure to follow him on Twitter at Larry Liddell. That's LarryLadale. He did that intro and the outro for me. Mad respect to Larry. Larry's one of the best people in the business. Me and Larry actually used to tag together. It was right after Cash and Carey had disbanded, and I needed a new tag partner. So Larry and I, we created Cash and Larry, and man alive, was that an awesome tag team. Real talk, I really enjoyed that, man. So definitely check out Larry. Larry's great, man. He's got a great YouTube channel. Does a lot of really, really cool videos that you guys are going to want to check out and see, man. Larry is just the absolute best. Speaking of YouTube, the Jackass Nation YouTube channel is up and running strong. I am learning to edit. I'm doing a lot more things. You're getting a lot more videos from me. Right now, there are trailer reactions up there. I react to the Han Solo trailer. I react to the Deadpool trailer, Life of the Party, and the new Jessica Jones trailer. And by the time this is up, or sometime in the morning, or this morning, or whenever, I should have a trailer review or trailer reaction to Venom. I don't know exactly when Venom is going to drop. It's going to drop sometime in the morning. I will wake up, record, and get it uploaded as soon as possible for you guys. And that's not all. There's going to be a lot more news videos and segments on there, as well as movie reviews. Again, guys, you know I'm trying to build the channel there. There's going to be some promos for wrestling. There's going to be all sorts of different things that you can check out. Everything you need for the Jackass Nation right there on YouTube.com or YouTube, the Jackass Nation. There isn't actually a name for it yet because I have to get to 100 subscribers. I think I only have 30. So we need 70 more. So to my 7 listeners from Ireland, if you guys are listening and checking out, go check out the YouTube page, man. You can find it in the link of the description of this podcast on Cinelinx.com. You can find it in the description of the podcast on the Offshoots Radio Network. Everywhere you can find it, it's in the description. You can just search Jackass Nation. It should possibly pop up. I hope to be able to get to 100 subscribers. I don't know. We'll have to wait and find out. Hopefully, we can get there. We're going to try our best, but I got a great episode for you guys. Once again, we are continuing to celebrate Black Panther, which we are getting closer and closer and closer to. Not only are we getting closer to it, but I'm going to get to see it next Tuesday on Mardi Gras. That's right. I am spending Mardi Gras watching Black Panther. How exciting is that, man? I am so hyped about it. And I'm bringing on my boy, the one, the only, Chris Lemchi, to join us this weekend. It's going to be, or this week on the show. It's great. Cannot wait for you guys to hear this whole episode. But before we do, this is episode 126 of It Is What It Is. And I'm excited to sit here and talk with you guys and get on this stuff. And there's a lot of professional wrestling going down in Dallas this weekend. A whole lot going down. And I'm at 2 of the 3 shows that are hitting at least North Texas this weekend. So starting off Friday night, it's DFW All Pro. The events are growing every month thanks to the support of all you fans, and we're going to continue to invest in the DFW talent and the DFW area altogether. So you're going to want to come out tomorrow night, Friday, February 9th, to the American Legion Post 655. The DFW All Pro Wrestling Academy is a premier professional wrestling training facility in North Texas. and the official training facility to top promotions such as VIP Wrestling, Big Texas Wrestling, Smash Mouth Wrestling, TOP Wrestling, Mineral Wells Pro Wrestling, and GWF Onslaught, where I am the tag team champion of the world. Students are heavily scouted by promotions such as Texoma Pro and SOAR Championship Wrestling, SWWA, and many others. DFW All Pro prides themselves in developing the best upcoming talent from the state of Texas and will be holding a new event to spotlight to showcase their abilities and developments thus far. So you want to come out tomorrow night, February 9th, 7:30 p.m. to witness a fatal four-way match that will crown the first ever DFW All-Pro Champion. It takes place at the American Legion Post 655, 2817 Carson Street, Haltom City, Texas, 76117. Doors open at 7:30 for a pre-show match that hits at 7:45, and then the main card begins at 8 o'clock. Matches signed already. You have a grudge match between Pretty Boy J Ace and Dante Smiley. The winner of this match will then go on to take place in the Fatal 4-Way match for the first ever DFW All-Pro Champion, joining Byron Anthos and Lil Tony and Tristan the Christian Warrior. Winner to become the DFW All-Pro Champion. The GWF Tag Team titles are on the line when Frankie Fisher and I, Team Fisher, defend our 2 years running GWF Tag Team Championship for the first time against the Dare Crew, Aaron Sykes and Helio Guerrera, as well as the Certified G's, Lou Gotti and Big Said. Also in action, you'll get the debut of Baby D, Xavier Daniels, Ty Wilson, CT Jones, Muerte Inferno, Alejandra the Lion, Nate Collins, CJ Ward, Ian Ron, and Raquel Vaughn. Many, many more to show up. Front Row online right now at DFW or at ProWrestlingDallas.com. You can get Front Row for $12. General admission for $10. If you buy them at the door, it's going to be Front Row $15 and General admission $13. Kids under 13 are free, so make sure you check that out. So definitely make sure you're there. It all goes down at the American Legion Post 655. 2817 Carson Street, Haltom City, Texas, 76117. And then the very next night, MPX is doing big things. That's right, the MPX title is on the line when the greatest human alive. Oh, that's so dumb. Stephen Kirby defends against DTF's Xavier Daniels. With all the chaos going on this Saturday night, will X-Daddy take home the gold for DTF, or will Creative continue to keep their title in their camp? The MPX tag team titles, my tag team titles, will be on the line when the Impact players face off with Tyler Jett and Dmitry Alexandrov. Tyler and Dimitri were just on Friday Night Fights, and their mutual respect has brought them to Creative's attention. They were certainly two of MPX Addict's favorites that night, but how will they match up against the champions? The Impact players have swapped with Creative's Demon of Devastation this week. While Hardarkas goes against Brent McKenzie, it will be Dave Segan taking on the immortal Jason Silver. Will the beaten and worn Silver be ready for the solution? I can't say that he will, because Dave's a cool dude. But like I said, Hardarkas and Brent McKenzie, for the first time ever, Creative summoned Hardarkas. I don't know how to say his damn name, but to finally be rid of the immortal Jason Silver. And why Silver isn't dead yet, you can see that each time he faced Hardarkas, he is hurting more than ever, and now Creative is pointing this red monster towards DTF's unstoppable monster of their own. What happens when a very upset Supertex clashes with Creative's Demon of Destruction? Something has to give. Creative has decided that one of these men cannot be in the Texas Rumble with the other. Mike Fox versus Michael Schaefer will battle this Saturday night. A loss means more than ever. The loser is out of the Texas Rumble. Johnny Melee makes his return this Saturday night. That's something you're not going to miss out. And then, of course, very, very importantly, Johnny Melee returns in a match against Hooligan Ace and Frankie Fisher, a triple threat for the MPX Prospect Champion. Now, the champion needs 4 wins in a row in order to cash in on an MPX title match whenever they want. Frankie has already won the first win and goes for number 2 this Saturday night. But like I said, standing in his way is 245 pounds, a former Prospect champion, Mr. Melee himself. Hooligan Ace and Johnny Melee look to claim the title for themselves. But that won't happen because Frankie is the bomb. And that's his house and he's his championship, just like the main belt will be his. But more importantly, Saturday night on the other side of town at Wills Point Middle School, 337 Blakely Drive, February 10th. Boy, let me tell you, it is ETCW going down, and this is going to be an amazing night because it will be Team ETCW, which I am leading, against the Rabbit Empire. That's right, winners take control of the company, losers get their ass out, because that's what's going to happen to the Rabbit Empire. They're going to get booted out so that the ETCW can stand strong, and I will be there to make sure the right team is winning, because I will be on my team, supporting my team, ready to go. It's going to be really dope, guys. We are going to find our teammates that are going to be joining me on Team ETCW that night. We're going to have the first half of the show. Early on the show, we're going to have qualification matches. Your boy Mad Dog is talking about not being there, talking about letting it all go. I'm kind of worried about it. I'm kind of worried to see what's going to happen. There is going to be a video up later today on Thursday. I'm pleading to Mad Dog. I'm trying to get him back into the ring. We'll see what happens. I hope that I can get him back. We'll see. Make sure you go check out the ETCW fan page, which is facebook.com/ETCWTX. And there's a video up of Mad Dog. There's a video. Eric Roberts is rushing to try and find him. And I'm definitely going to do my best to plead with Mad Dog to get his butt back into the ring. So that show takes place at the Wills Point Middle School Gym, 337 Blakely Drive, Wills Point, Texas, 76169. Tickets are $10 for adults, and children 12 and under are $5. Doors open at 6 p.m. Bell time is at 7. It is going down. You do not want to miss out on this show, where I am your ETCW heavyweight champion of the world. Real talk, guys. All right, now we have a lot to get to, so I'm going to go ahead and cut into our first commercial break. And when I come back, your boy Chris is joining me. So, we'll be right back.
Hey guys, I'm Jason X.
And I'm Cora.
And thanks for listening to It Is What It Is.
But if you'd like to be enticed visually and audioly...
Audioly?
It's a word, we're in the South.
Okay, I'll let you have it. You can watch us Thursdays, 8 p.m. Central, youtube.com/SCNS Live.
You can also check us out everywhere else on the internet, on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at SCNS Live.
So like our page, follow us, and watch our show.
And of course, keep on nerding.
March 2nd. Jeebus. The award show that you want, that you need, is back. Use hashtag JeebusVC to put in your Viewer's Choice Award for your favorite film of 2017. You want a certain presenter? Use hashtag JeebusPresents to nominate them. And get ready, because it's coming, and it's the greatest show on earth.
Ladies and gents, this is the moment you've waited for.
All right, welcome back, Jackass Nation. I am here with a frequent guest, one of my favorite guests, someone that I haven't had a chance to hit up and hang out with in quite a long time. Every time I'm in Austin, we just can't make it happen. Every time he's in Dallas, we can't seem to find the time. But here we are. We're talking. We're good. Back on the show. the Jackass and the Black Ass. Chris Lemchi, what's up, buddy?
Not too much, man. And like as you could say, I could be stepping in the spotlight here.
Ah, good one. You know, that's the current intro music for the show right now.
Oh, really? Nice, good.
Yeah,
I like
just for this month, I changed it to all Black Panther stuff. So, but we're gonna get into Black Panther. But first off, Chris, what's been going on, man? What have you been up to?
Not too much, man. Just been working a whole lot, trying to save up for Wrestlemania in New Orleans and also Comic-Con in July. Just kind of just working to make sure I can get those days off and have enough money to spend for those.
You ain't lying, man. That's about the same thing, man. Trying to set up Comic-Con. I'm trying to set up E3 actually right now. I was. When's
E3?
E3 is in June. But they just opened press registration, and I'm pretty sure like next week is when tickets go on sale for E3.
Oh shit, good.
Yeah, and I love E3 because it's right there in LA, man. It's always fun to get out there to LA.
Where do you stay at when you're in LA? Like, do you stay in Burbank, Glendale, or downtown LA? Or
I've got a couple different Airbnbs that I like to go to. Number one is my buddy Christina Linehan. She has an Airbnb that I like to rent out, and that's right in the heart of Hollywood, like literally around the corner from Grauman's Chinese Theater. And then I've got another one. Yeah, and then I've got another one out there in Burbank that I really enjoy going out to.
Right by the Beanery area?
Yeah, right. Like not walking distance, but still really close to Barney's Beanery.
Okay.
So, where do you normally stay when you're out in that way?
I have a buddy that lives in Glendale, so I just stay with him all the time.
Oh, that's normally the best thing to do if you can.
Yeah, like anytime I go to LA, I always I hate taking advantage, but like I always book myself a hotel in like Burbank or West LA, and he picks me up and like, all right, can you take me to my hotel? Like, nah, you're staying with me. Perfect, save money.
That's always a good idea there, man. I love it. I cannot wait for this summer, man. LA, San Diego, Comic-Con's gonna be so much damn fun.
Yeah. You realize this is the 49th one? Like next year will be 50, Comic-Con 50.
Really? Holy shit! I did not realize that.
Yeah, my buddy, or you know him too, Chris Riley keeps bringing it up. Like, yeah, next year's 50. It's like, oh shit.
We're not allowed to talk about the other Chris right now. The other Chris is he's on my shit list right now.
Dude, fly Eagles fly, man. You gotta admire him.
Do not come on. It is what it is, which is the Cowboy Nation show, and say that crap. Oh my god! I know. There's always that's what we say every damn year. I didn't even watch the damn Super Bowl this year.
Man, you're probably not gonna watch it next year either.
God damn, man! Got him, coach. Put on some points there, cause I done got. So,
yeah, it's okay. It's only been 20 years. What's another year, right?
Yeah, you ain't another probably 20 because we're god awful. But yeah, man. So speaking of other trips, WrestleMania coming up, dude. I am hyped for New Orleans.
Yeah, you know what's crazy about this trip? Well, going back with WrestleMania, I am surprised that Nakamura actually won the Rumble. I wanted him to win, but I just thought they were going to stick with Roman winning just to set up the match that everybody knows what's going to happen with Roman and Brock.
Yeah, I'm really starting to get worried about the Elimination Chamber.
See, that's one of my things where I wanted Roman to win the Rumble because now everything's predictable and Raw to the Chamber. It's like, okay, well, this past week on Raw was Roman and Bray Wyatt. I was like, oh, gee, I wonder who's going to win.
Yeah, true. But, okay, so far we have Roman, Cena, Braun, Elias. Is it just those four? Miz. Okay, so we don't know the sixth yet.
Yeah, the sixth and I don't like when they do this. It's they're having a second chance fatal four-way match to get that sixth spot where all the losers of the qualifying match have another chance to get in the chamber. But it's like, well, we already saw them lost, and again, we all know Roman's winning. So what's the point of these guys winning this match only to lose one more time? You know?
Because
say for instance, if Finn Balor wins, it's like, well, okay, he already jobbed to Cena, and we know he ain't winning the Chamber, so what's the point?
I don't know about that because I'm thinking we might possibly still get Miz Reigns at Mania, and maybe this is just the optimist in me looking for something other than Brock Roman.
I mean, they've been wanting to do that match for like the longest time now. I just can't see them diverting from their plan. I mean, it's nothing. I don't have anything against Roman, and again, I liked Brock and Roman at 31, so I wouldn't mind seeing it again. But at this point, I'd rather see a different match with Brock. But I know this is Roman's big coronation that they want to have been doing for the past 3 years, so I just don't see them changing that.
Well, if it ends up there, the audience is gonna hate it. So, what closes the show? Do you think Brock and Roman close the show?
Oh, of course. I mean, they closed it at 31. If anything, the hate for him was more high then than it is now. I think.
Yeah, but that one was more of the Seth Rollins cashes in. That's why. Mm-hmm. You know, this one's a little different. Like I could almost see, Asuka close, depending on who she actually ends up facing.
I would say, if Asuka faces like Alexa, then that's not closing the show. But like,
no,
if she faces Charlotte, which that's who I think she's gonna face, they have a chance to close it. But either Brock and Roman's closing it, or I mean, I would love it for it to happen, but I don't see it happening. Nakamura and AJ would close because it'd be the best match on the show.
Oh, that match! Well, I haven't seen. Have you seen their Japanese match?
It's been years, but I've seen it once. Their January 4th Tokyo Dome match, like what, 2016?
Something like that. Because I heard that it was a good match, but it wasn't a great match.
I think at that point, because again, it was January 4th. AJ is already on the way to the E, so they're clearly saving it.
That makes sense. Do you think Alexa's gonna drop the title in the Chamber? I hear a lot of people actually thinking that Alexa's not gonna be able to win the title or win the Chamber.
No, your girl's gonna win the Chamber.
That's what I was thinking too. But I was talking to my buddy Jay and Johnny, and they both are like, "There's no way Alexa walks out with the belt." And I'm like,
I would agree with them if Nia Jax was in that match, but the fact that you have who's the lineup? It's Bayley, who they've killed over the past year. Mm-hmm. Sasha, who hasn't been interesting in a while. The two new girls in Absolution, who it's too soon, and Mickey again. They haven't really done anything with her since her comeback. Like, there's nobody in that match who I see them putting the belt on walking into Mania. You got to stick with Alexa.
You've spent so long building up Alexa to be a perfect champion to make it believable when she faces Asuka.
Yeah, exactly.
So but then you got to go in and throw Ronda Rousey into this, and you got to find out where Rousey fits in the whole damn thing.
It's crazy that like she debuts and here we are 2 weeks later and they haven't really kind of maximized on her debut yet. You know what I mean?
And here's what made me mad. What made me mad about that whole situation is the fact that they came out and they made a big deal about, she is a full-time competitor. She signed a full-time deal, and then she did that whole interview about how this is my life, and I'm like, okay, cool. It's been 2 weeks. Where the hell are you? Now, don't get me wrong. I haven't watched SmackDown yet. I don't know if you watched SmackDown tonight. So as far as I know, she might have shown up on SmackDown.
I didn't watch SmackDown, but she didn't show up, and there was no mention of her apparently.
Wow, great, awesome. So once again, no damn Ronda. I am for damn sure ordering that shirt though.
Mm-hmm. It's just crazy to me. Like you sign Ronda, which I'm still not 100% on board with, but I get it. And again, you don't immediately capitalize on it. It's weird. She should have appeared the next night, or if I don't know, film an interview segment where you could have aired the next night or the following week. It's for them to go 2 weeks without any kind of direction with her is just pretty strange. Especially if they're gonna do like that tag match of Trips and Steph versus Ronda. And I know the rumors rock, which I don't see happening because again, he's about to start filming a movie. I think Jungle Cruise, and there's no way that they're gonna. Especially after what happened with his last match with Cena, no way they're going to insure him to wrestle again.
Is that the next one? Jungle Cruise? Is that what he has lined up next?
Jungle Cruise is next because I think they just casted Emily Blunt to join them, so I think I think that's what he's gearing up to film next.
It's so difficult trying to follow along with his damn schedule.
I bet it's difficult for him too. I mean, the man never sleeps.
I swear to God, there's actually like 12 or 15 of him. Like, I don't think there's actually like just one Rock. I think he had, 8 brothers and sisters. And they're all the same.
All of them clanging and banging at 5 a.m. in the Iron Paradise.
Damn straight, absolutely makes the most sense. But
I see him at WrestleMania, just not wrestling. The perfect way for The Rock to be at Mania. Elias concert. Elias is in the crowd or in the ring doing a concert. Then you have The Rock show up and do a Rock concert to interrupt them.
Yeah, that would actually be really good. But it would have been a really good moment for Raw 25. Actually, I don't understand why The Rock wasn't at Raw 25.
I mean, looking at how the way that show went out, it's kind of good. I'm kind of glad that he wasn't.
Oh my God, it was so bad. And you know what's really bad?
I mean, I got to feel bad for the Manhattan Center people. That's who I feel really bad for.
Well, you know what's really bad about it is, I watched the damn thing on Hulu. So I didn't know that anyone was there because they cut out the entire backstage segments. All the poker game was cut out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't see
you really
any
miss
of that.
much of the poker game stuff. It's one of those things, like, it's kind of cool, but you bring in all these people and just to throw them in that segment, it's like, okay, what's the point?
See, but they cut out that. So they cut out the tag match the Dudley Boys were involved in because you didn't have that backstage story to kind of push that story. Then they cut out Bray Wyatt versus Hardy. And then they cut out the women's 8-man match or 8-women match. The only matches that were on Hulu Raw 25 were the Intercontinental title and then the the match at the Manhattan Center with the Revival and the Club.
Because they had DX involved. That's probably why they kept that one.
But still, only 2 matches in the end. That's all they showed. If you're going to cut something out, you should have cut out when you just paraded random people out onto the stage and had them wave.
Yeah, or, honestly, I would have cut out the Undertaker promo because he didn't really say anything.
You know what? I think he got overwhelmed. Being in the Manhattan Center, I think he knew he was going to come out there and cut a promo that officially said, I'm retiring, I'm done, there are no more matches. And I think just all the emotion overwhelmed him.
Could be. I mean, I'll believe that he's done when he outright said he's done. The fact that he's not going in the Hall of Fame this year kind of tells me we are getting a match with him at Mania. I mean, I would rather him being done because last year was the perfect send-off for him, but
well, I mean,
the man wants to keep doing it, who can
stop? The match itself was absolutely terrible, but him leaving.
Oh, of course, no,
yeah. And that's that's the thing where I'm not going to remember the fact that Roman Reigns I remember him putting his hat down, and that's the moment I will remember. Just like
the streak match was awful.
Yeah.
Too, but I just remember this.
Absolutely, and so it's going to be very interesting to see where he goes and what he does. I'm assuming we're still going to get Braun and Kane. I feel that's why we're not going to get Brock and Braun, because I think Kane's going to get involved in the Elimination Chamber. But I could also see at WrestleMania Elias and Cena, because they've kind of planted those seeds a little bit.
I still think we're getting Cena and Taker, especially with this storyline of Cena being obsessed with WrestleMania.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. How he's like, you know what? Since I can't go to the championship, I might as well get The Undertaker out of retirement.
Exactly, yeah.
Oh, man. That thought never even crossed my mind. But that's a damn good one. Oh, Chris, have you... do what?
Did you see the Cloverfield Paradox, by the way?
Oh, my God. It's bad, dude. It's really bad.
It's awful. It is a terrible, and parental advisory here when I say this, it's a terrible fucking movie.
Yeah. I swear to God, it was like a B sci-fi movie that J.J. Abrams got a hold of, got one of the stars, filmed like maybe 3 extra scenes to tack on there, and then that ending, and said, it's a Cloverfield movie.
That ending is one of the most biggest what the F's I've ever seen. It's just like, what? And I know they added Donald Logue's character in reshoots where he's talking about like what can affect the past, the present, the future. It's like, I was like, oh, okay, this is the quote unquote connection. But I know they kind of did the same thing with 10 Cloverfield Lane, but that movie does a better job, well, until the end, but it does a better job of being its own movie.
Absolutely.
Compared to this film. Like, this film is part Alien, part Life. I don't know if you ever saw Event Horizon, but it kind of reminded me of that too.
Yeah.
And just none of it worked for me. Some spoilers when I say this. Like, there's a scene where Chris O'Dowd's hand is just moving around on its own. It's never really explained why it's doing it, and just none of the characters are developed at all.
See, I think that is something that had to do with the original film. Because remember it was like rumored to be called God Particle?
Yeah.
I think it was a movie called God Particle. And that was the movie. The arm thing, all that had to do with that movie. And then they came in and what was Ava's boyfriend's name? The one that was still on Earth. Michael, yeah. I think
his name is Michael.
Yeah, I think they came in, they got his character to come back and film those extra scenes where he's on Earth. Like, I think once they were in space, those scenes didn't actually happen. But then they added those in to make it seem like, oh, look, this is happening this is what's happening on Earth. And honestly, those few scenes right there were actually good scenes. I actually really enjoyed those scenes. And then we kept going back to space, and I hated that shit.
Yeah, no, I agree. I like those scenes on Earth, but again, it just never tied back into the plot at all whatsoever.
Yeah, no, not at all. And the rumor is that 4 is already filmed and done.
Yeah, it's called like Overlord or something like that. It's a World War II movie with some kind of supernatural element.
Which is, again, even more weird. I will say that I do enjoy the fact that they're able to do this whole marketing gimmick that they do, though.
It kind of benefited this film a lot, too, because you got to imagine if they'd done like a theatrical release for this movie, eventually like the marketing would have killed it because word of mouth would have kind of spread like, hey, this is not really a good movie. So it's good that they did the trailer, have it right after Super Bowl. That way there's no word of mouth. You just watch it immediately.
And I think that's why Paramount sold it to Netflix.
Oh yeah, I think they realized they had a bad movie. They knew that they couldn't market this film.
Yeah, so, but I mean, hell of a cast. I'll give them that. I just I can't trust them because one guy in the movie who's supposed to be a good guy, well, that's Braga from Fast and Furious, and I'm not trusting Braga. And then the other guy is from the damn Civil War who broke up the fucking Avengers. I'm like, no, I can't trust you either,
they got
man.
Timo in there. No, that's one of the things about this movie. It's like it's a really strong cast, but you do nothing with it. Like there's no development of any of the characters besides, oh, this guy's Russian and this guy's German, and Chris O'Dowd's, I guess, the comedic element of the film. But
I will say, I thought he was funny. Every time he was on scene, I would laugh a little bit at him.
Oh, no, he's hilarious. I liked his little. I don't know if you remember him. He was in the Thor 2.
Who was he in Thor 2?
He was Natalie Portman's
was that the
boyfriend in the movie.
Oh, the guy she dated, that she went on that date with.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Yeah, I remember now. Gotcha. We were having one hell of a show here on It Is What It Is with the Jackass, but we got to take a quick commercial break, and we will be right back.
Hey everybody, this is Trey Mack from the Offshoots Radio Network, and I want to thank everyone for downloading this episode. Check out our list of shows that are also on the network. We have The Offshoots, of course, which is hosted by me, and we help promote the wrestling shows in the DFW area. and every once in a while we journey outside of our own little market and promote wrestling from other ports of call. The bottom line is, we promote wrestling. Other shows on the network include the Lucha Lounge with Steve DeMarco, the former PCW heavyweight champion, now a part of Reality Wrestling's creative, brings his own perspective on wrestling and life. BC brings his own show called It Is What It Is with the Jackass, our entertainment show where the former 4-time MPX Tag Team Champion talks TV, movies, sports, and everyday life. Cheap Pops just debuted on the Offshoots Radio Network, and like this show, it's taking on a following of its own. Join Thomas Barnes and his crew as they talk wrestling, music, and hijinks. Split Decision is our UFC/WWE show where Tommy and Big Kev drag me into their web of nonsense as they attempt to cover the goings-on in the UFC and help keep me updated on what's going on in the WWE. If you head over to theoffshoots.podbean.com, you can check out every single episode that has aired on the Offshoots Radio Network, including shows like The Nigel Rabbit Show, Talking Smack with Christopher Hayden, Still Famous, God Makes Beautiful Things, show recaps, and much, much more. We can be found on iTunes and Google Play, so for those who have iPhones or Samsung, you have no excuse. Plus, we are on platforms like Podbay, Stitcher, Player FM, Podcast Addict, and every once in a while, you'll find us circling out there on iHeartRadio. Come like us at the Offshoots Radio Network on Facebook. Of course, other shows have their own page as well. Join the conversation, be a part of our small little world as it gets bigger and bigger each day.
So have you been watching Black Lightning at all?
I've only watched the first 2 episodes, and I'm kind of falling behind on it, but it's probably my favorite CW superhero show that's going on right now.
Yeah, dude, I am loving it, man.
You know what Black Lightning actually reminds me of? It reminds me how Arrow's season 1 was. Like, this is the best part about Black Lightning is that it feels real, like how Arrow did at one point before like the Flash and all them came in. It's like I like how, especially in episode 2, when it opens up with him just kind of resting and nursing his wounds. Like, it's like, okay, 1, he's an older gentleman, but 2, again, in real life, you do all this stuff like, oh, you got all these powers, but you're still gonna feel some pain, like. And I kind of missed that, like in the first season of Arrow, Oliver was always banged up, and now it's just like Oliver gets in a mission, and then the next scene he's like fine and dandy. But
dude, Makuga, I was talking to Makuga about that, and he hates it so much. He goes on these rants. He's like, if you bring it up to him, he's like, it is not possible. The guy is awake all night getting punched in the face, and then he goes and he's the mayor all day long. He never sleeps, and he has no black eyes. It's not possible.
Exactly. That's the thing that frustrates me about Arrow. It loses that realism where Black Lightning kind of brings it back. And I like how it's not afraid to tell you what the show's about. Like that first, I believe it's one of the first scenes is that like he gets pulled over for being black necessarily.
Yeah, basically that's what it is.
That's what it is. And again, this is like a real issue that's being brought into the show. And I like that it's tackling that right away. Like, hey, this is a real thing. It really does happen in the real world, and we're bringing it in this show. And that's what brings him out of retirement. It's like, I'm tired of this. And I think he says that this is the 3rd time this week. Yeah. And again, they're tackling these real issues. And I like that it's just bringing that real element in because, again, you identify with the character, especially as me for a black man, to be like, I have been in those situations where I'm driving around and I'm kind of a little nervous because a cop might pull me over for just a stupid reason. Because they don't even tell him what the reason is that they're pulling him over for.
No, they just take him on the car. Is this him? I'm like, really? But
again, it's like one of those things. It's like it was such a small detail, and that's what brings him out of retirement. I like the way they did that. A small thing like just getting pulled over, but like in front of his kids, 3rd time this week. Boom! I'm back in action.
Yeah, and the cast is really strong too. Cress Williams, who plays Black Lightning, he's great on his own. But Marvin Jones III, who plays Tobias Whale, this dude is a beast, bro.
Was it Krondon? I think I see it in the credits. They call him.
Oh yeah, Krondon. That's like his nickname or whatnot. But it's Maven Krondon Jones III. Dude, like just the little bit we've seen of this character, I'm like, bro, this guy's so dope.
He reminds me of Kingpin from Daredevil a little bit. And it's pretty crazy because in the comic books, Tobias Whale is such a nothing character. I like how this actor has brought a lot of gravitas to it. It's like I actually kind of fear this man too a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I love that James Remmer, who plays like kind of like the little his tailor, the guy who puts his stuff together, his costume together and stuff, is in there. But every time I see him, he's either a bad guy or he's Raiden from Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Well, I always just see him as Dexter's dad still.
Oh yeah, see there that too. And I keep looking at him going, I feel like this guy's gonna be a bad guy because he's like a bad cop in Fast and Furious, and every time else you see him he's like a bad cop, other than when he was Raiden and he was a bad Raiden. And of course the daughters, who I am in love with the youngest daughter, who was played by China McClain.
Like China, yeah.
Oh my God, I love her. That girl is fine, bro.
Again with the daughters, it's one of those things. They don't waste any time kind of setting that up. Like first episode, you already established that the daughter has powers. Boom, let's just get this over right away with. And I like the way they don't make a big deal about it, like how the other shows have that she's in a lesbian relationship.
Yeah.
It's just kind of, oh, she has a girlfriend. Cool, moving on. I didn't like the way they did that in Supergirl, where they make a big deal about one of the characters coming out. It's like I get it, I get why it's a big deal, but I think we're at a point in society where we can just accept it as a thing, and I like how Black Lightning just does. Oh, this is my girlfriend. Cool. We don't need to spend time on it.
Black Lightning does it real well. Supergirl does not. Legends of Tomorrow does with Sarah. Sarah is an incredible character, and they've really done a well job with her. Flash.
Yeah, that's another Sarah. Yeah. Nowhere does it like her character have to. Her sexuality doesn't come into play at all in her character, and it doesn't really change her character trait at all. Like with the daughter in Black Lightning, whereas in Supergirl, they make it this overdone thing with it.
Same thing. Like in Flash with the police captain, it's thrown in. It's so forced in there that you're like, this is too much, and almost. They do it okay with Mr. Terrific on Arrow, but sometimes it's a little much.
Sometimes it's a little much. That's my thing with it too. Yeah, sometimes it's just thrown in there where it's like I just kind of look and just shrug my shoulders. I mean, do we really have to always point it out?
Yeah.
It's like I don't know if you remember watching Smallville, where they made the decision to change Pete Ross to an African American character.
Yeah.
Nowhere was it ever pointed out like, oh, he's a black character in a predominantly white show. It's just, hey, this is the guy. Doesn't matter if he's black or white. This is who he is.
Well, you know what's really weird about that is Man of Steel came out and they had the Pete Ross character in it, and it was a fat little ginger white kid. And watching it, I was like, wait a minute, Pete Ross is black. What are you doing? It wasn't until someone pointed out to me, well, in the comics he was originally white. I was like, really? Why?
That's kind of funny.
I was so mad that they changed. I'm like, why would you change the great black character to a fat white kid? And then everyone pointed out that, well, in the comics he was originally white. I was like, well, damn it, all right, fine, fuck me, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, they stuck with comic accuracy with that one.
Yeah, because that really did. Because I liked the kid that played Pete Ross in Smallville, man, so much. And the same thing goes with what's your boy Kingpin in the original Daredevil in the movie.
Oh, Michael Clark Duncan. Yeah, exactly.
Bruh, I got mad. I got mad when they first casted what's his name, Vincent D'Onofrio. I was like, man, but Michael Clark Duncan was such a good Kingpin. You can't but Vincent D'Onofrio was pretty damn good too.
To say the least.
But let's speaking of, let's get into some Marvel. It comes out next week. It is the topic of the entire month, Black Panther. Man, I'm hyped for this movie, dude.
Oh god, I've been hyped for this movie ever since they announced. Well, ever since the Avengers came out, I was like, okay, I'm ready for Black Panther. Let's add him in. And I've been telling Chris, it's like he didn't think he now does. He now sees the light in this. He didn't think that Black Panther would have like over $100 million opening weekend, and I just kept telling him, I was like, you got to realize this is the first African American superhero movie there is. I mean, I know there's Blade and Blank Man and all those things, but
oh, come on now, don't you say Blank Man without putting some respect on his name, man.
Okay, I love Blank Man. I want a Blu-ray release of that movie. That movie's awesome.
Holy shit, that'd be dope as hell. I have been seeing a lot of people with the like, well, what about Blade? What about Blade? And yeah, Blade was a big deal, but Blade wasn't on the scale that Black Panther is. Like that's
the thing. It's like, again, this is a predominantly black cast. Portrayed where an African man is portrayed as a king, a man of nobility. He's portrayed as intelligent. Again, you don't see one of the. I hate to say it. I really do hate saying it. But the movies like Medea is like the standard for black people, apparently. If that's all we can do is just comedies and whatnot. This is going to change the game. People are going to finally see that, okay, we can make movies where we have a predominantly African American characters who are the lead, who can carry a film, and we can portray them as intelligent and savvy characters. Again, Blade was a great movie. I love the first Blade movie. It doesn't get enough credit. I do respect that. It's probably the first superhero movie that actually reinvigorated the game. I know everyone says X-Men, but really Blade came first. But it's not going to
when Blade came out, like we didn't have X-Men yet. We didn't have Spider-Man yet. The best thing we had was Batman and Robin at the time. And don't get me wrong. I'm a fan of Batman and Robin. I understand that it's bad. I'm still a fan. But
I don't know how you are.
Yeah, I know. But it had tanked the superhero genre. So yeah, Blade was not like, it was a big movie, but it wasn't everyone is going to see this. Black Panther is not just knocking on the damn door saying, hey, can we come out? Black Panther's knocking that mother effer down and saying, yo, it's time.
It's one of those things, I don't think people really realize the scale of this. I don't know if you were you were luckily in Hall H when all this happened, but during the Black Lightning TV panel at Comic-Con last year, the moderator, he said it perfectly, Granted, I don't necessarily agree with how he said it, but he said he was moderating. He's like, my kids can finally dress up as a superhero for Halloween this year. And he was discussing Black Lightning, but it goes to Black Panther too. And now, granted, I think you can dress up whoever you want, but for a young African-American kid, you now have more options. You now can, like, I wish when I was a kid I could now see myself in all these films, I didn't have that. I didn't have a Black Panther. I didn't have a Black Lightning. I had like people like Superman and Batman. But again, I'm looking at a white dude in the costume. That doesn't represent me.
And that's been the big thing about it is everybody being able to be represented on screen. You see all the kids at Comic-Con now that we're seeing now dressed as Rey from Star Wars, dressed as Wonder Woman, and now the little girls are getting to see themselves headlining movies. It's about time that the African American community said, okay, look at us now, look at this, and this is and legit. You said it before. This is a who's who of black actors out there.
Yeah, like they I don't know how they did it. They got pretty much every major black actor, like except for like Denzel, which again, there's always time for Black Panther 2. So you gotta save some.
and then you got your boy Samuel L. Jackson pissed off that he's the only black guy that doesn't get to go to Wakanda.
Again, Black Panther 2. There's gonna be sequels. He has time to appear in it, which I think he's gonna be in the movie. I think we'll probably get some kind of post-credit scene with him.
Who you think Samuel L. Jackson is?
Oh yeah, I think so.
That'd be interesting. I'd love because I do remember him being mad that he didn't get to be in the movie. But I would love to see something post. And I'm kind of interested, and we'll get into that here in just a little bit. But I just I'm seeing it on next Tuesday. I'm seeing it on Fat Tuesday on Mardi Gras.
I hope to see it next Tuesday. I got invited to a little screening. I just got to make sure I can get off work for it. But if not, then I'll be seeing it on Thursday, which will probably be the first of many screenings on it. But I do, like you mentioned, Wonder Woman. Again, this film is our Wonder Woman in a sense. Like, this film is our representation. We're finally showing that, hey, we matter. We finally can get ourselves on screen. And it's, again, we're taking, like, I believe it was, 2 years ago when they had the whole Oscars So White campaign? Right? Was it 2 years ago or was it 3?
I'm pretty sure,
how far
2 years.
Yeah, look how far we've come with that now. Now we got Daniel Kaluuya nominated for an Oscar for Get Out. Get Out's an Oscar-nominated film for Best Picture. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, and that's one that I'm like, that one deserved to be in there too. That's one I was most happy about seeing is Get Out in there. Because Get Out was an insanely good film, and Daniel Kaluuya is insanely good. Not only is it up for an Oscar, but Get Out and Daniel Kaluuya are up for a Jeebus Award this year as well.
The most prestigious award of all time.
Absolutely, you gotta have the damn Jeebus Awards out there. So, but yeah, man, and I cannot wait. I've been so hyped for this movie. I've been in arguments with my friends over the last couple weeks or so, probably about a month and a half now, about Black Panther. Because I'm sitting here going, hey, it's going to be the highest grossing solo Marvel film domestically. And my friends are like, no, there's no way it's going to do that.
I hear that.
Because right now Iron Man has like 400. Iron Man 3 has 409 million, and I think that this is going to blow that out of the water.
I agree, because again, you have people who've been waiting for this kind of movie for generations. I literally have people I talked to some guys who don't even read comic books, and they're excited again to see an African American superhero presented well on screen. Or just not even just a superhero, just an African American man presented very well on screen. This kind of movie kind of transcends the whole superhero genre. It's just such a historical landmark film, and it gets rid of that conversation of, like, I don't know if you ever heard the term, but people say like a white black man. It's like, no, there's no such thing as a white black man. It's like, a black man can be educated. A black man can be intelligent without playing the goof or the wacky sidekick. This movie will finally get rid of that stigma where that's just going to be the norm now. To, again, like we can watch, like I mentioned with Smallville, you can just watch a character and you don't expect him to be all hello kind of thing. He's an intelligent man. You can just see past his color, and that's who he is.
Absolutely, and that's what I love so much about this cast. Like, we spoke about Daniel Kaluuya. He's in this. Letitia Wright, who playing Shuri, who I cannot wait to see. She is phenomenal.
Yeah, you got Angela Bassett, Forrest Whitaker in here. Again, Chadwick Boseman is amazing. I'm glad that he's kind of becoming a household name now, because I don't know if you ever saw 42. That's probably the first time I ever saw him, and he's amazing in it.
Yeah, Chadwick Boseman, he's a guy that I've been a fan of for quite a while. Because I saw him in 42. He was in The Express. He played Floyd Little. But my favorite role that he was in, I loved him in Draft Day as Vontae Matt.
I never saw Draft Day.
You have got to see Draft Day. It arguably, it's up there with like one of my all-time favorite football movies, even though there's not any real football in it. Like,
that's just Kevin Costner, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a fun movie, man. It's just fun. But yeah, dude, Chadwick Boseman, and what I think I'm most excited about is seeing Michael B. Jordan play a villain.
Again, I'm glad Michael B. Jordan has another chance at a superhero movie after Fantastic Four, because he's another guy, fantastic actor. Loved him in Creed, loved him in Chronicle and Fruitvale Station. I'm glad he's kind of getting another chance to kind of show what he could do, and him playing the actual villain this time around is going to be very interesting.
Yeah, and that's what, and they're saying that he's probably one of the best Marvel villains since Loki.
I know. I saw that review on Collider that they mentioned that Jordan's performance is actually up there with Tom Hiddleston. So,
and I hope they don't kill him off. I hope he's someone that we keep seeing because, man, I'm so intrigued to see him in this role, and not to mention that, but just the world they've built, the everything about Wakanda looks so freaking cool.
I think Marvel has kind of gotten the hint with that with villains, because if you notice, they haven't really been killing their villains off anymore. When was the last time they killed a villain? Because you got to think Spider-Man, Vulture's still alive. He's in jail. I don't think Hela dies in Thor Ragnarok. Spoilers.
Yeah.
And then in Doctor Strange, Mordo just goes away. They're playing it smart now with their villains now. They're not just killing them off right away.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I just I'm so hyped, dude. I don't know if I can be more hyped. I mean, like you said, you're seeing it Thursday night, one of many times. I am seeing it on Tuesday at 2:00 in the afternoon here in Dallas for the press screening, and I still already have my tickets paid for to see it Thursday night. My buddy Dre, he's not a big movie guy. He's a big sports guy. He doesn't really go to movies that often. Even he's on Twitter going, "Yo, Black America, we cannot bootleg this movie. Go see it. I'll be going to see it myself." Bro, when I saw that, I almost hit the floor. I was like, Dre, dog, come on, chill out, man. That's savage.
I mean, it's true. It's right. I mean, he's right. This movie, we have to make it a big success. I mean, I don't think it's not going to need our help per se, because I think it's going to be a success no matter what. Especially, again, Marvel releasing it during Black History Month, which is obviously not a coincidence.
No,
it's gonna be a big movie.
Absolutely, and I'm so hyped for it. I've dedicated the entire month to Black Panther, like all month long. I had my buddy, Jason the X, who was on SCNS with me. He was on last week and gave me a history lesson of the Black Panther comics, because I don't know anything about the Black Panther comics. I never read them. No, I never really read any comics as a kid, actually. So what I normally do is when something comes out, I just Wikipedia it. Like Guardians of the Galaxy, had no effing clue who they were. Had to Wikipedia that crap. So,
well, I mean, nobody really knew who they were either, so it's okay.
That's true. So I had to so he came on last week, and then next week, right before we go to see it, my buddy Robin Tropy is going to come on, and he's going with me to see Black Panther. So we're going to sit here and talk about our hype. And then the final week, if he's feeling up to it, my buddy Jay Washington is supposed to be able to come on, but he's in and out of the hospital right now, so we don't know if he'll be able to record with me or not. So, but yeah, dude, I'm hyped for this.
Yeah, I'm hyped. I wish it was this weekend. It's coming in now, not next weekend. I just want to see it right now.
I know. I'm dying. I'm like, do I want to go? I don't even really want to go to another movie this weekend. I just want to wait. I just want Black Panther. Like I
And I just want to like get into like these press screenings, or like the screening they had in LA, and just I so badly really wanted to go to the premiere. I kept asking my friend in LA, like, "Hey, are you going to the premiere? If you're going, you get a +1. I'll be your +1."
For real, and that's one of the things I hate so much about living here in Texas. Like, I love Texas. Don't get me wrong. Texas is home. This is my spot. But I'll be damned, we get these screenings late as hell. Everyone I know has already seen it.
Yeah, we usually get like the week of. It's like, man, everyone's already seen it. Like,
I got.
That's just us being picky.
I know, that's true. I mean, again, I get to see it 3 days early on Fat Tuesday. Like, is that not perfect? I'm gonna go see Black Panther, and then I'm gonna go get fucking drunk for Mardi Gras. So, well, hell, Chris, it's always great having you on, man. I really do appreciate it. We're gonna wrap this up here real quick. Let everybody in the Jackass Nation know what you have coming up. Now, I don't know if you could tell me about this yet. I know you're working on it. Feel free to not say anything if you can't say it yet. What's going on with the Possible Podcast?
Possible Podcast, it is still in pre-production. That's all I can say about it.
Still in pre-production. All right. Well, I look forward to hearing it soon.
Hey, when I have it up and ready, you'll be the first to know. You'll probably be my first guest.
Hey, I love it. I'm always happy to come on and help out. And I think if you need, we're still going to throw it on here with everything else in the Jackass Nation. We'd love to have it on here, but whatever works with you will work with me. Go ahead, Chris. Put yourself over. Let everybody in the Jackass Nation know where they can find you and what you got going on.
Well, Jackass Nation, you can find the reigning, defending... I don't have a championship, but you get the idea. You can find me at Twitter at the Chris Lemchi, and I'm always on there. If you want to send me a direct message, I'll always answer, or just shoot me any kind of mention. If you want to talk about Black Panther with me, I always feel free to do it. I always like listening to anyone who will at me. So there you go.
Absolutely. You know, I'm a champion, Chris. I'm the ETCW heavyweight and the GWF tag team champion.
Do you have an advocate? You need an advocate?
I could always use an advocate. So, all right, guys, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we'll do a little bit. We'll close out the show here. So, once again, Chris, thank you so much for coming on.
Hey, always a pleasure.
Hi, my name is Dr. Jordan Hart, and I am the owner and sole doctor at Athletic Edge Chiropractic. And at Athletic Edge, we offer a variety of services to help you basically be the best that you can be. So we are a chiropractic office. We offer full chiropractic services, including extremity work, as well as a variety of soft tissue techniques and deep tissue laser therapy. So if you're in need of some body work, give me a call, 214-883-9550. My email is drhartdfw@gmail.com.
Cinelinx presents Channel Control, where Matt, BC, and I, Rob, get together and talk about TV news and give you our take on what's going on in TV land. We'll also take you channel surfing, where we talk about what shows we watched that week and what we've liked about it. Find out what shows have been renewed or canceled, or just find out what TV series has been released on DVD, Blu-ray that week. Channel Control is a weekly YouTube show, so head on over, subscribe, check out our videos, give us a like, turn on your notifications so you know when our new shows are up, and you can also follow us at Channel Control on Twitter. And now, back to BC.
Thank you, Rob. It's always great to hear from Mr. Rob Entropy. It is now time to jump into a little bit of the box office. Man, we had an interesting week at the box office this week. Let's go ahead. Let me pull this out and get it looked up here. So last week, I thought Winchester would pull it out and make that number one spot, getting about 16 million, with Maze Runner taking in about 15, and Jumanji dropping down to the third with 10 million. I thought Greatest Showman would stick in that number 4 spot with 5, and Hostiles would come in at number 5 spot with 4. Well, man alive, was I way the F off. Not so much number-wise, because Jumanji did pull in 10 million. But 10 million is what got the number 1 spot. So Jumanji was able to come in there, pull in the number 1 spot with $10 million. Maze Runner pulled in the number 2, also with 10 million, about 4 million less than what Jumanji did. Winchester pulled in the number 3 spot with $9 million. Greatest Showman comes in at number 4, down only 19%, pulling in $7 million. And then The Post, still in there at number 5 at $5 million. Hostels pulled in $5 million, only about 100,000 less than The Post. So I wasn't too far off there, but yeah, so interesting weekend at the box office. This weekend coming up, we have, let's see here, what exactly do we have coming out this weekend? We have the 1517 to Paris, 50 Shades Freed, and Peter Rabbit. Yep, Peter Rabbit. So this is it's a hard one to predict because of these movies coming out. I think this is going to be a bad weekend for 50 Shades. The first one brought in like 80-something million opening weekend. The second one brought in about 40. We're going to keep the trend of cutting it in half, and I'm going to say 50 Shades Freed is going to bring in about 20 million, enough for the number one spot. Jumanji, I think it's barely going to drop. I think it may drop to about 7 million for the number 2 spot. I think Peter Rabbit will pull in about 7 million as well, and bring in that number 3 spot. I think those could be interchangeable, as could 4 and 5. I think they'll be interchangeable. I think Maze Runner and Greatest Showman are both going to bring in around the $5 million mark. So I'm going to have Maze Runner at number 4, Showman at number 5. So I'm going to have 50 Shades Freed at 1, Jumanji at 2, Peter Rabbit at 3, Maze Runner at 5, and Maze Runner at 4, and Greatest Showman at 5. Those are my box office predictions for the week. But what say you guys? Let me know. Let me know what you guys think the box office is going to be. Every show right here on the Jackass Nation is always absolutely free of charge for you, the audience, the listeners. I want to make sure that you never have to spend any money, and you always get to listen to any and everything that I put out there absolutely free. And I get to do that because of great sponsors. Sponsors like Amazon.com. Now, you already know what Amazon is, and to help out the Jackass Nation, all you have to do is click the link in the description of this podcast below. It will take you to Amazon.com, and Amazon will kick back a couple dollars for all the production costs just because you found, quote unquote, Amazon.com through the Jackass Nation. Go down to that link, click that Amazon.com link in the description of this podcast, and you'll send you straight to your Amazon. You're already logged in, you're getting points for everything you're buying, but because you click that link, they're saying, hey, they listen to the Jackass Nation. Let's continue to make sure they get to continually listen to the Jackass Nation absolutely free of charge. Now, you can bookmark that link. That way, next time you just got to go click on your bookmarks, click on your save links, boom, click it, it sends you there. But always make sure you're going there through the Jackass Nation, because that's the way that it helps out the podcast and keeps absolutely everything free of charge. Amazon.com gives you everything that you need. They are the world's most customer-centric company, and they are building a place where you can go and find and discover anything that you might want or need online. Whether it's Christmas presents, whether it's birthday presents, whether it's just something you want to get for yourself, you want to go to Amazon.com. And when you do so, click that link in the description of this podcast below, and you will be helping keep the Jackass Nation completely free of charge. What I'm going to need you guys to do now, though, is I need you to get on Twitter and send out some well wishes to a good friend of mine, Mr. Jay Washington. You can find him on Twitter and all social media at MrJaywashington. Mr. J Washington. He had surgery this past week for laryngitis and a couple other different things. He is doing well. He is in recovery. Hopefully he has a full and quick and speedy recovery. I'm pulling for you, Jay. Big shout out to the Urban Gladiator. Hope you get well soon, my brother. Also, do not forget, the Jeebus Awards are coming. You can still vote for your favorite film of 2017. Use hashtag JeebusVC to vote for the Viewer's Choice Award of the Year. Make sure to let me know what you guys think was your favorite movie out of 2017. The nominations are up, and we're going to have a great, great show. Don't forget, starting with the Jeebus Awards, that'll be the last show, or that'll be the first show that is exclusively on the Offshoots Radio Network, the Jackass Nation podcast channel. All audio-only podcasts are moving exclusively to the Offshoots Radio Network. Now, there will be versions of them on YouTube that you can listen to on my Jackass YouTube channel, but to download in podcast form, you're gonna have to you can only get it from the one, the only, the Offshoots Radio Network. That includes It Is What It Is, Go Home, the Jeebus Awards, and anything Gifted Talkers will be exclusively on the Offshoots Radio Network. So don't forget to check them out, guys. Next week, I'm going to have the homie Robin Tropey here. We're going to talk some more Black Panther right before we go and see it. Going to be exciting, going to be hyped, going to be built up. I'm going to do a little bit of a Black Panther MCU rewatch, not a full rewatch, only the movies that have to do with Black Panther, which means I'm going to watch Iron Man 2 because Wakanda is in it toward the end. Incredible. No, I'm not going to watch Incredible Hulk. Doesn't have anything to do with Wakanda. And then I will watch Avengers: Age of Ultron. Or maybe Captain America: Civil War or Winter Soldier. I haven't decided if that's part of the list yet. And then Captain America: Civil War, and then we will go into here with Black Panther. So it's a pretty short rewatch of the MCU. Not like what's going to happen in May for the entire rewatch for Infinity War. So I'm really excited about that. But anyway, guys, I am going to get up out of here. Y'all know where to find me at Real Jackass BC. That's RealJackassBC. That works on all social media: Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Wherever it is you want to get a hold of me, by looking at Real Jackass BC. Don't forget, use the hashtag IiWiIJA to join the conversation. Check out Cinelinx for all your news, reviews, editorials, and more. So much coming down the pipe. Don't forget to check out youtube.com/Cinelinx. I got some stuff working for them, so get ready for a whole bunch of cool stuff. You hear that Black Panther music, so I'm going to get up out of here. And as always, cheer! It is what it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to It Is What It Is with the Jackass. The views and opinions expressed by the host do not necessarily reflect those of the Offshoots Radio Network or Cinelinx.com. Don't forget to follow BC on Twitter at RealJackassBC, RealJackassBC. We'll see you next time.